say that.
I'm recording too.
Okay, it's recorded now. Sorry.
Thank you. So how do you get that thing on there? It says this meeting is being recorded. Just hit continue or?
Just hit continue.
Yeah, hit continue.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you, Colleen.
You're welcome.
So I'd like to start off the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag
of
the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, ladies, and gentlemen.
I think we've had a couple more people come on. Chief is on now.
Okay. Hi, Chief. So just a moment of silence, please, for all our brave men and women fighting all over the world for democracy and freedom, especially for our first responders, our local police department and fire department. Thank you very much. Motion to approve the agenda.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None being said, motion passed. Motion to approve minutes from the May 24th, 2021 meeting. I need a motion, gentlemen.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None to being said, motion carried. Thank you very much. Authorized payments of bills.
Yeah, I think you muted yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, you go.
You don't want to hear the amount of money we spent. I got it. So authorized payments of bills in the amount of $487,658.81. I need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion.
I need a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None being said. I want to just mention for the public that that a lot of that's, some of it, I think a third of it, a little bit more, has been spent on Sands Avenue. And just to some information, most of that money came through from the Bayside project. Mr. Sussman had final conditions that he had to meet, and one of those conditions was to pay his recreation fees, which came to $156,000. So I just want the public to know that. And that went into the recreation fund, which had a few bucks in it already. So moving on, is there any comments on the agenda? No comments on the agenda. We have Tim Lawton today do a presentation on Pride Month. As you know, this board passed a resolution to always acknowledge every year Pride Month. So Tim, where are you? There you are.
Thanks, Al. I appreciate it very much, and I appreciate the invitation to do this affirmation of Pride Month. With your indulgence, I'm going to read an updated affirmation. In June 1969, the fight for dignity and equality for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer LGBTQ people was ignited not far from here during the Stonewall riots in New York City. The now decades-long LGBTQ civil rights movement has made many strides towards civil and legal equality. These achievements are worthy of celebration and pride, yet LGBTQ people still face discrimination in schools, the workplace, faith communities, and the larger society. Discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity is often compounded with discrimination on the basis of race, immigration status, religion, disability, and age, among others with tragically violent outcomes at times. These realities serve as reminders that there is so much work to do to ensure the safety, respect, and equality for LGBTQ people, especially for Black, Indigenous, and other people of color, and transgender people. LGBTQ Pride continues to evolve. Its meaning is as diverse as the LGBT community itself. It is a time of celebration and a time of recommitting to the work ahead to ensure LGBTQ individuals can live freely and authentically. LGBTQ people deserve to know their fellow citizens respect them and stand with them in their fight for equality. To honor those individuals, LGBTQ individuals, who have contributed much to our local community here in Marlborough, and to honor those working for more inclusive communities everywhere, I do affirm June as LGBTQ Pride Month in the town of Marlborough. I really wish to thank you all for the proclamation. I looked back, Al, I think it was actually originated in 2017.
That's correct.
And I very much appreciate that every year since you've invited me to reaffirm it. I know it's a standing resolution that will go on into perpetuity, but this means a lot to LGBTQ people that Marlborough, the only town we know of in the Hudson Valley, declares the month as LGBTQ Pride. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you all. Yeah, this is amazing.
Well, we went through another year, so let's see what happens. It's all good. Thank you again. So we'll start with the report of departments and boards. So I have my report. I'll try to make it as quick as possible. Attended a press conference at the elementary school with the representatives of the school board, school superintendent Michael Brooks, Principal Walsh, and New York State Assemblyman Jacobson and Senator Skoufis to announce increased funding to the district. That's that funding money that was lacking, that every year the state didn't fulfill their obligation to the school district of Marlborough, and that was around $5 million. So basically, in 3 years, we caught up and then continue with that funding. Thank you to Senator Skoufis and Assemblyman Jacobson. We actually met with them, with John DeMarco and myself and Howard Baker back in, I think it might have been 2019 or something like that, and talked about the funding. So you finally come through. So thank you very much. Met with Milton Cablevision franchise representative to discuss contract. I did get that contract, and like usual, I sent that to the attorneys to look it over. So I haven't received any reply yet. We met that Marlboro Nature Trail Committee did on the Tilcon representative. We're looking to extend the trail a little further on the Tilcon property. So we had that meeting. We had a video conference. I had a video conference with the Ulster County supervisors. Met with Ron Tattlebaum and Chief Kokoza and Highway Superintendent Alanchi to discuss traffic issues in the hamlet of Milton concerning people parking on North Road. Zoom meeting with John DeMarco, with a potential buyer of Bayside property. That's one of the reasons why Mr. Sessman fulfilled all his obligations with the conditionals, because he's looking to sell that piece of property to Baxter, which is a great company. Attended this ceremony with Councilman Baker, representative of the Milton and Marlborough Libraries, and the Carpenters Union to kick off Senator Skoufis' initiative of the Little Libraries at the Chance Park. So that's right in the front as you go into the park. It's if you make the left, you'll see it right away. Councilman Baker and I went to Verplank to do a field review of the work of the South Pier. I was a little concerned of, we were told that the pier was coming, so I arranged a meeting to go down there with myself, Mr. Baker, and the engineer from Tannenbaum. And sure enough, there it was. So, and it came up, at least the South Dolphin did. Met with Superintendent Lange and Deputy Superintendent Lazaroff to review improvements to the flag monument in the center of Marlborough. We changed some of those signs. We got rid of the 9W sign. We straightened out the one-way sign. With the chief and John and a bunch of people, we actually had the base painted by an individual that had to do some community service. It looks very good. So, Charlie and Lange and I planted flowers at the updated flag monument in the Hamlet of Marlborough. That was quite an experience. Met with Councilman Baker and Jerry and Rosemary Wine to review the CAF grant for Milton Landing Park. That CFA grants opened up again, which is very exciting. Opened the town hall on Saturdays for the camp registration. That's not going as well as I would hope it would. It's going very slow. We'll see. But we're committed to the camp. Met with Councilman Corcoran and various town officials and community members to discuss future Community Day. Thank you for setting that up, Scott. That was very interesting. And we forward on that.
Yep, you're welcome.
Joined Councilman Baker, Councilman Koenig, and Councilman Corcoran, representatives of the Milton Landing Park Committee and other community members as the South Pier arrived by barge at the Milton Landing. Very exciting. Everybody's very excited about that. Worked with Steve Gilman and Girl Scout project leader Emma Griner to pour concrete base for a water fountain for the dog park. I'm happy to announce that the fountain is in. It was installed by the water department. Charlie, Bruno, and Cliff did a great job. And attended went along with Councilman Baker, Meet Me in Marlboro event at Stoutbridge Vineyard. It's a good event. Moving right along. Mr. Corcoran? Thomas?
Yep. Building Inspector's Monthly Report, end of May 2021. Certificate of Occupancy 3, Request for Information 20. Building Extensions 10, Fire Inspection 6, Fire Calls 1. Order to Remedies 4, Complaints 21, Burn Permits 28. Building Permits, 4 addition renovations, 1 barn, 1 blasting, 28 burn permits, 5 decks, 3 demos, 5 electrical, 1 mobile home, 5 pools, 3 roofs, 7 sheds, 3 single-family homes, 3 solar panel installations, 1 tank removal, 1 wood stove. Estimated cost of buildings, $1,574,568. Total permits, 71. Fees collected, certificate of occupancies, $550. Permit extensions, $47,1550. Building permits, $11,195.60. Request for information, $2,000. Fire inspections, $400. Burning fees, $130, for a total fees of $18,991.10. Total gas usage, 94 gallons. Total miles, 1,588.
Questions for Thomas?
No.
No? Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. Sounds like you were busy.
Busy.
Just a side thing. Have you heard anything from our gentleman friend with the lights?
Stop you.
No, nothing yet. He's been super busy. He's been out of the state. They've cut, because of COVID, they cut most of their staff, and he hasn't been in the area for the last couple of months. He said when he gets back in town, I can't tell you if that's going to be next week or next month, but when he gets back in town, he'll look to help us out.
Okay. Thank you, Tom. Chief.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Activity summary for the month of May 2021. Personal injury auto accidents 2, fatal 0, property damage accidents 20 for a total of 22 for the month. Summons is issued, vehicle and traffic 74, no parking tickets issued. Blotter entries 1,579, total arrests 20 for the month. Telephone calls handled 1,903. Overtime for payroll 10 and 11. Part-time dispatchers have 64 hours holiday time. Police mileage Well, I have fuel consumption for the month, 1,196.706 gallons. I do not have the mileage here. We did have one use of force this month. It was hands-on with a person that was emotionally disturbed. They had to take him into custody, so they used their hands to wrestle him to the ground and able to get cuffs on him, get him the help he needed. No other uses of force. We did have one officer attend CIT training that was held by the Sheriff's Department. And we look forward to scheduling a whole bunch more in the Falls Registry.
Gary, just for the public, what is CIT?
That is one of the trainings that was suggested through our reform committee. It's a crisis intervention training. It gives the officers special skills to de-escalate and talk people who are under high emotional situations, whether it be medically, whether it be mentally, helps them de-escalate that situation so that it doesn't have to go poorly for anybody.
And Chief, you want to say something? You did send the board and myself the opioid statistics. You want to talk about that a little bit? About
I can tell you that the opioid overdose throughout the county itself is ever increasing. I think COVID had a lot to do with those numbers jumping. It is good to say that our numbers in town are relatively low compared to our surrounding towns. We do have the use of Narcan as well as other towns, but we use Narcan almost on all our overdoses if it's applicable. All our officers are trained for that. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think we had 2 for the month of May.
We did. Yeah, we did.
And both those subjects survived.
Is
Barry,
correct?
both our full-time and part-time are trained on Narcan.
Correct.
They all can do it, right?
Everybody in the town's trained. Everybody in the police force is trained. Every car has Narcan in it, and every officer is individually issued Narcan as well.
Yeah, the numbers were staggering. If you look at last year, comparison to 2020, it was really, I mean, sobering. It's like crazy to see how it spiked already. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know what the year end is going to look like, but it's definitely not going to be good if it keeps trending this way.
Again, we're in a lot better position for whatever reason than other places. If you take, Kingston,
Yeah.
they put everybody to shame. It's horrible what's going on up there.
Yeah, there was a few towns that were actually at 0. I think Blackville was at 0.
Yeah.
Last month.
My only concern with that is whether their reporting is accurate or not.
True.
I'm concerned because obviously listening to the scanner and hearing the 911 radio, I do hear various stuff. I can't pinpoint if actually Platicville had any or not. I find it hard to believe with the epidemic that anybody's at 0.
Yeah, I noticed that as well with Ellenville too, because they had previously had some significant numbers and they were at 0s as well. So
Right.
it was a little different.
Of course, the county puts that together based on the individual department's reporting. So if the individual department doesn't get their report in on time or not doing it at all for whatever reason, those numbers get skewed.
Mhm.
Thank you, Chief. Any other questions for the Chief? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Too.
Could you read, Alan, could you read the Highway Department?
Yeah. I just got to switch screens, so bear with me.
Okay.
All right, monthly report for May 2021. Roads. We spent the month street sweeping and cleaning all swales throughout the town. We started preparing the roads that are on the list to be paved this year. This entailed ditching along roadsides and making any blacktop repairs. In June, we are scheduled to pave Purdy Avenue, Old Post Road, Frozen Ridge Road, Lions Lane, Old Indian Road, 9W to Chestnut, Mulberry Lane, Gabarty Road, and River Knoll Drive. On 5/18, we were able to borrow a stripping machine from Ulster County DPW, and we redid the parking lines on Western Avenue and King Street. Brush and weeds. We continue to cut brush and weeds on the roads that are to be paved. We assisted the water department with mowing the town reservoir and by the water tank on Walnut Street in Milton. Town parks. On 5/11, we worked with DiLorenzo Tree Care, taking down a tree to Milton train station. We also spent time working on the park on Sands Avenue. On 527, we set up sprinklers for the area that had been filled, graded, and seeded. Shared services. On 528, we sent 3 trucks to the town of Lloyd to assist with their paving project. Water department, we spent several days assisting the water department with repairing and blacktopping road cuts from water main breaks. We assisted also with a water main break on 513 on Western Avenue. Fuel usage, gas, 187.659 gallons, diesel, 1,342.221 gallons. Respectfully submitted, John Alonji.
Thank you, Alan, for reading that. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Scott, you got the Charlie's report?
Sure. Water Superintendent, Town of Marlborough, Charlie Maggio. Monthly report for May. Let's see here. Let me just go down. Water consumption totaled 17.057 million gallons, which is the daily usage of 550,225, compared to last month's 16.272 million gallons, which is a daily usage of 542,600. Compared to a year ago, water consumption was 15.22 million gallons for the month, which is a daily usage of 491,032. Summary for the month: hydrants, we finished weed whacking around the hydrants. Service lines, let me go up. We had to repair 2 service lines on Hudson Terrace. Curb boxes, we had to repair a curb box on West Street and one on Western Avenue. Reservoir, we mowed and cleaned up around the reservoir. Water mains, we repaired water main road cuts with the help of the highway department. Town park, we had a health department inspection of the pavilion and the water and sewer system. Bills were mailed at the end of the month. If there are any problems, feel free to call. Give us a call anytime. Service line inspections 1, closings 8, markouts 50, gallons of gas 200, diesel 0, and miles for the month was 1,400. Respectively, Charlie Maggio.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you for reading that.
Problem.
So, Alan, I just got a text, and maybe you did too, that they're going to be at the Pier at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I didn't get that, but that's good though.
Yes. Well, thank you.
The pier is sitting there. Is they going to be there tomorrow to set it?
Yeah, they'll be working on it. Yeah.
I say.
Hopefully, yeah. Colleen?
Fire alarm.
Town Clerk Monthly Report for May 2021. Conservation for $2.22. Dog licenses 23 for a total of $135. Transfer station permits 3 for $180. Punch cards 24. Marriage licenses 5.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. Did you hear punch cards?
No, you can back up a little bit.
Okay, transfer station permits 3 for $180. Punch cards 24 for $1,615. Marriage licenses 5 for $87.50. Building department fees 1 for $25,268.13. Fire fees 1 for $3,675. Accident reports 10 for $50. Certified copies 7 for $330. FOIA requests 4 for $9. Junkyard license 1 for $250. Park fees 8 for $2,600. Transfer station fees 1 for $300. Train station fees 1 for $300 for a grand total of $34,501.85.
Any questions for Colleen? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Your department does a great service for our community. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Wastewater, for the month of May 2021, both the Marlborough and Milton wastewater treatment plants comply with the Speedy's requirements. The following are monthly statistics for both plants. Marlborough wastewater treatment plant average daily flow was 109 gallons per day, about 62% of design capacity. Average BOD removal 99%. Average suspended solid removal 96%. Milton Water Department, average daily flow, 31,000 gallons per day, about 56% of design capacity. Average BOD removal, 97%. Average suspended solids removal is 91%. That's the Milton wastewater treatment plant. Both the Marlborough and Milton treatment plants operate normally during the month of June without any major changes or events. The test results for mercury in the Marlborough effluent came back as non-detected. I have passed along the results to the DEC. Have not heard yet anything back. We are hoping that with these results, we will only be required to test mercury once a month. In regards to the Marlboro greenhouse, we have purchased the custom roofing panels from Emeco Plastics in New Jersey. We were not given a specific date, but they should be delivered sometime this month. Overall, both wastewater treatment plants are in good working order or are getting older. If you need any additional information, please do not hesitate to contact me. Stay safe and be healthy. And that's from Julian Falco, Wastewater Management Corp. So basically, because of the towns, because the American
Recovery.
Yeah.
Recovery Act.
Yeah. So just when my mind went blank for a sec. We received $0.96 million, and that's for infrastructure and broadband. So I set up a meeting with Dennis Larios, myself, and Alan Koenig to meet down at the sewer plant to go over those concerns and what we can do with that. So Dennis is actually working on that right now as we speak. So we'll find out exactly how much money we would have to spend. So that's been ongoing. So we've been proactive on that, particularly the Marlborough plant.
Yeah, we met with them like, what, a year and a half ago, Al?
Yeah. We found out all their problems, and they've been keeping that going. So
yeah, Dennis should have a pretty good head start on that. So which is good.
There are a lot of the stuff you can't even buy now. Like you said a year and a half ago, that control panel is done. They don't use it. So yeah, hopefully everything will work out. We could get that money.
Be great. Be great.
I think we won't have any problem. Dog control officer. Would you like to read that? Anybody?
I got it up. I'll read it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it. Monthly report 5/1/2021 through 5/31/2021. We received a total of 12 calls this month, including four calls to service from the New York State Police and Ulster County Sheriff. Responded to 3 active complaints and/or cases which are now closed or resolved. We currently have 3 open cases or complaint. We've impounded 0 stray dogs this month. No appearance tickets were issued this month. There was 1 dog bite reported this month. End of report.
Thank you very much. So we did get the assessors. She said, this is Cindy Hilbert, our assessor. We prepared 2 property tax estimates. We processed 33 real property transfers. Grievance day was held on Tuesday, May 25th, 2021. The Board of Assessment reviewed 13 petitions. They are finishing up their determination this week. The final assessment roll will be filed on or before July 1st, 2021. We have been working with the school district to review and calculate the pre-rated taxes for the rollbacks for the upcoming school tax bill. We will begin our annual review and data collection around mid-July. Thank you very much, Cindy. And finally, report from the planning. Howard?
Yeah, Town of Marlborough Planning Board review of May 2021. Financial report, application fees, $600. Escrow fees, $102,010.37. Recreation fees, $156,000, of which you mentioned before, Al. And invoices of $5,849. And then the meeting minutes from May 3rd. Everyone was in attendance, I believe. Approval of a stenographic minutes for 4/5 and 4/19 occurred. First item was Marlborough Flats, 8 through 10 Watson Avenue, Milton, final subdivision. The board approved secret negative declaration and resolution of approval. For the project, the board also approved recreation fees findings resulting in $8,000. Next item was, I'm reading from my phone, sorry. WMG Property Holdings, 565 Latin Road, Marlboro, final subdivision. The board approved secret negative declaration and resolution of approval for the project. The board also approved recreation fee findings resulting in $4,000. Next item was Schwartz, 71 and 79 Bridge Road in Marlboro, final lot line. The board approved the resolution of approval for the project. Next item was Kent Family Farm, 152 and 178 North Road in Milton, sketch site plan. Applicants representative addressed all comments from the April 13th meeting. Newly submitted plans indicate revised access from Church Street only. Comments from Ulster County Planning are outstanding. The board continued to discuss building permits on ag sites. A public hearing will be held on the 17th. Next item was Zagaluski Airbnb on 95 Millhouse Road in Marlborough, sketch site plan. The board reviewed newly submitted owner occupancy, parking, and EAF documentation. The application was advised, the applicant was advised the total number of bedrooms indicated should match records maintained by the assessor's office. A public hearing for the proposal was scheduled for June 7th, 2021. Next item was the Galella Summit Drive South Street in Marlborough, sketch subdivision. As per the highway superintendent, the proposal will require the existing cul-de-sac revert back to adjoining property owners. The board engineer and attorney provided details on the ramifications this might have on the project. The highway superintendent also indicated the driveways for lots 4 and 5 would have to be relocated. The engineer indicated the subdivision would most likely require the establishment of a newly created drainage district. The discussion also included the and locations of projects and whether or not it lies within the water and or sewer districts, and the extension of both to serve the subject. The project will require a stormwater pollution plan, detailed clearing and grading plans, snow storage easements, roadway design plans and profiles, finished floor elevations, topography, and coordination with the State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation due to sensitive archaeological designations at the site. Next item was Rivercrest Lot 6, 12 Rivercrest Lane in Marlborough, sketch subdivision. The attorney provided us clarification regarding the restrictive covenants. He requested copies of the filed plats to review for additional comments. The proposal requires health department approvals for both lots. Clarification of the proposed septic location and lot served was requested in addition to detailed grading plans. And then finally, review of the site plan checklist. The board continued to work on revising the site plan checklist for applicants. The evening's discussion centered on the current town code requirements of a conceptual site plan application. The board discussed replacing the existing discussion with the conceptual site plan application to provide more details for review in order to facilitate the approval process. Several changes to the minor site plan application were agreed upon. The board hopes to adopt this checklist at its next meeting. Next deadline is Friday, May 7th. The scheduled meeting is May 17th. Then I go to the May 17th meeting minutes. Everyone's there. Agenda, Crimi Rowley, 282 Orchard Street in Marlborough. Public hearing was open and closed with one question from the public. The applicant was granted secret neg deck and notice of determination of non-significance, as well as resolution of approval via unanimous vote. Next item was Kent Family Farm on North Road in Milton, public hearing for a site plan. Public hearing was held with significant input from the several adjacent landowners. The board authorized the attorney to prepare a secret neg deck and a notice of determination of non-significance, as well as a resolution of approval for review at the next meeting. Next item was the Black Dog Design First Street Milton sketch lot line. The board reviewed the initial application for proposal to combine two previously approved lots. The applicant was granted a resolution of approval via unanimous vote. Next item was Mondello and Peretta, James Street and Marlborough sketch lot line. The applicant revised this proposal and received a variance from the Town of Marlborough ZBA. The board authorized the attorney to prepare a resolution of approval for review at the next meeting. Finally, discussion without lawyer, engineer, and/or stenographer. That was Stoll, Bozanowski, 9W and Old Indian Road. The applicant sought guidance from the board regarding his plans for warehousing materials for his online medical and veterinary online supply business. His plans include a 6,000 to 9,000 square foot storage facility. Mr. Bozanowski agreed to be the first applicant to prepare and discuss a conceptual site plan application. Review of the site plan checklist is the next item on the agenda. The board agreed to finalize the new conceptual site plan application. As mentioned above, the new minor site plan application for STR B&B home occupation was also finalized for usage. Deadline next would be May 21st. The next scheduled meeting would be June 7th, 2021. Chris Brand, respectfully submitted, Chris Brand, Chairman, Town of Marlborough Planning Board.
Thank you, Howard. Appreciate it, Councilman Baker.
You're welcome. That was a long one.
So, quick question, that warehouse, that's gonna be on that empty lot, the empty commercial lot, on Old Indian and 9W?
South of Ship Lantern, I think, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I saw that in the report, but I was like, just wondering if that was gonna be the specific lot. That's good,
Yeah.
though. Good news.
Mhm.
One of the two lots. There's two lots there, two separate buildings being proposed.
Okay,
It is
they're
good.
building on both, Tom, or just one?
The building on both. Right now, you've only got the one on the corner, which is conceptual with questions because the warehouse he wants to build doesn't fit the setback requirements that he wanted. So he's going to have to shrink that warehouse to fit the setback requirements for the district. And probably next meeting, you'll have the other applicant in front of the planning board working on the more southern lot closer to Doc Festa's building.
What
Okay,
about
good.
water? No, they don't need,
Water's
They have
obviously available to, it's available to one lot at this moment. It's available to the
Right.
one lot that corners 9W and Old Indian. I've advised the potential purchaser of the southern lot next to Doc Festa's building to maybe, acquire some type of easement to get the water to them from Old Indian. So that was my suggestion to them.
Tom, that second lot, the first and second lot, they don't touch Cupboard at all, because Cupboard has water going up it.
But again, if water has, I don't know if that lot touches Cupboard. It doesn't, because Cupboard has lots behind it, I believe, or does it? If it touches.
There's that one lot for sale on the most southern part of Cupboard, like on the, I guess it'd be the northern part of the cul-de-sac on the
Yes.
east side. But I think Cupboard touches the back of those lots. I don't know for sure, but
And then Cupboard has, you're saying Cupboard has water.
yeah, Cupboard has water.
All right, then potentially then they won't need the easement if it comes in and they approve it based on water pressure. Again, that's all stuff that would have to go through the water department. I just advise the applicant to confirm that they do have water there to ease their pain a little bit as far as what they do and
Sure.
not have to do there.
Sure.
being a warehouse, they don't need sewer, or they're just gonna go with the,
No, they need sewer.
They need sewer.
They need sewer.
so,
Yeah, based on lot size, right?
Well, yeah, based on what they're going to do, because even a warehouse, as far as a principal use is going to, they'll have an office there, require, a bathroom. It can't just be a warehouse by itself is an accessory building, which is not allowed use on any principal property. You need a principal, and then any type of accessory would be allowed. But a warehouse, like let's say Pods, Pods is in theory a warehouse almost, but the principal use is the business. The
Right.
business would require an office and a bathroom. Again, not a significant Board of Health approval, but a Board of Health approval nonetheless to get Board of Health approval for a septic design.
but I mean, they want to go into the sewer district, I'm asking, or?
No, I
just
don't
a-
think
No.
No, there's no.
Oh, that's what I was asking. I mean, they're not going to the sewer district. Obviously,
No.
it's sewer, but,
No,
okay.
there's no,
Because there was a long time, there was a question about Ship Lantern Inn getting into the sewer district and that lot going to the sewer district, and that was my question, so.
Yeah, I think it was the
Back in-
feasibility financially.
back in the day, we tried that,
Yep.
with Bill Nicklin and Dr. Pascal, but what happened was, it would be ad valorem, so they were looking for sewer coming up, and basically what you're looking at, empty lots that would pay hardly anything, then the Ship Lantern Inn would pay a lot of that fee for that sewer. And at the time, I think Mr. Vanacore was the head of the estate, and they just backed out of that whole thing, which was, unfortunate, but it made sense because they just didn't want to put that money into it.
It might be, worth venturing or trying to do it again, because that was probably based on a gravity system, and now we're kind of doing the pressure systems, which is significantly much more, less expensive. So
Yeah, that would happen to, if all the everybody along that, the same people that were applying for that sewer wanted to come to the town and then request that, just like the Milton sewer extension, and then the 9W corridor extension. We put 2,600 feet in there. The only people that are using are Chestnut Petroleum, but it's there in case they run into trouble, and they could hook up. So that being said.
And what about so we have the design, corridor design plans. I mean, are they gonna just put a metal box up there, or are they gonna make it look somewhat attractive on 9W corridor? I mean, what are they doing?
Sure, the planning board's going to make them meet some type of aesthetic requirement that we kind of put in place. There's some suggestions, but there's also some stuff where we want. So, I mean, even when Mr. Ravicchio for Topsy went in front of them on his vacant lot, he showed them the stone face and everything,
Right.
but yeah, they'll have to show all that. This was a preliminary talk. Again, the building they showed me originally doesn't meet the setback requirements, because that lot's a little bit more narrow than it is wide along the 9W corridor. So they still have to meet the setback requirements.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
All right.
Tom, another question. Do you know who's is remodeling that right across from the tire place? They're doing an excellent job. I'm so thrilled about that.
Correct.
Just
So
the face and on the facade and everything.
they'll be in front of the planning board. If not there already, they jumped a little bit, put the horse before the cart when they came into town. But obviously, the job that they are doing there, they do have a building permit, so we napped that in the butt right away. So the building permit did come in to address the building the way it was. So yes, obviously they are doing a fantastic job in dressing that up. They will be in front of the planning board. It'll be some type of energy type of company. So we've had conversations, and again, you should see that in the next planning board meeting. They're ready to go. So I wasn't going to hold the renovation up based on what my conversations with them. They are not a fly-by-night company. They will be here a long time. They invested a lot of money into the property. They are vested into the town of Marlborough, and that's always my first concern. They will be in front of the planning board very shortly to do that. Impact will be very minimal, probably even less than what we have there, because they're an energy company that will be doing probably 90% of their work off-site, so there won't be many people coming to the site. So yeah, it's a good thing. That building looking like it is a good thing, and that's what we're looking for.
I agree 100%.
I've seen that. It does fantastic. Wasn't that the company that was interested in buying Tom back? For some reason,
No, that was a sprinkler company in Highland.
Okay, all right.
This is another energy type company, more like I'll compare it to say like 3 Seasons that was up in the old VFW in Newburgh when they were there doing insulation, blown insulation, doing our energy code stuff. So yeah, I haven't gotten too deep with them, but my initial conversations with them were very good. And obviously my instincts were right, because you can see what that building looks like right now after just a very short period of time.
Yeah, it's amazing. Tom, I wanted to ask you about, since we're asking you questions, what about the warehouse proposal up on Milton, at the very north end of Milton?
Again, I kind of put a stop on him because, he was nice guy, don't get me wrong, but it was give an inch, take a yard. And obviously his clearing and grading is up to 20,000 without any type of permits. He knew he had to be in front of the planning board. I have not seen it yet. He did give me the application and approvals from DOT for his road cuts. So he did start that process. But I'm still waiting on him to get in front of the planning board to do what he has to do. I think, and again, this is my opinion only, that it's one of those situations where they're not 100% sure what they're doing. It's not like I'm coming in with XYZ business and I can tell you exactly what I've got going.
Right.
I think it's more of a spec project where he wants to build some kind of commercial building out. And that necessarily isn't the process in front of our planning board. You have to have an idea what you're doing so you could present, so we know what type of parking, we know what type of, everything we need there. So an idea has to be given. So I believe, and again, this is my opinion, that's what's holding him up a little bit. He wants to build a commercial building for rent or sale, but he doesn't have somebody specifically in mind for it. So I think that's got him a little bit on hold. So he did, obviously, as everybody can see, he did the prep work. He did get the DOD road cut, but I have not seen a planning board application in front of our planning board yet.
Yeah. I had a short conversation with him. He told me he was thinking of a warehouse that with small sections that he could rent out to small business owners, which sounded like a good idea to me, but
again, I mean, I wish there was an avenue for this is what I think I'm going to do.
right.
Unfortunately, again, and I say that in a good way, because there are individuals that say, here's a nice commercial piece of property. I'd like to put a building up, but I don't have anybody yet. And I understand the planning board's dilemma with that, because they've kind of got to know what's going on.
Right.
So anybody I've ever steered in any type of direction, again, say like Mr. Ravicchio at Topseed, let's do something the most restrictive. Let's say we're doing this. And then if it's a little less restrictive with less traffic, less sewer, it gives me the opportunity to not send them back to the planning board to waste everybody's time. So, but again, if there's not a specific item going in there, Dollar General's coming in, we know they're coming in, this is what they're building, right? We know.
Exactly.
This gentleman has a great idea. He wants to take a vacant piece of property, give us some type of commercial rental. I get it. But with the lack of knowing exactly what he wants to do, I think leaves the planning board in somewhat limbo on how they handle that situation. And that's always been the case.
Right.
So I think, but hopefully he's getting close. Again, he spent the money. He did the DOT road cut. He did clean the property up a little bit, maybe went a little too far. And I told him that, but again, not a bad guy. So willing to work with him. So exactly what's going on yet, that I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and we're working on the guy across the street from that, right, Tom?
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Report of the committees. Recreation Committee. I think they're trying to get a meeting going. Patricia and the Rec Committee. I don't know how successful she was, but she tried to set something up. The only recreation,
Well, for recreation, I just want to say congratulations to the girls varsity softball team for winning the Section 9 championship. The track and field won Section 9 championship, and the boys varsity came in second place in the Section 9 championship. So good job by all the kids this year, and a shortened season, but they stuck it out and they did a great job. And as far as our side, we still got a lot of kids using the batting cages at Tomback. Been overwhelmingly a success with that. And of course, Katia is now doing boot camp and Zumba. So she's taking it up a notch, and she's taking over Joe's boot camp. So she's a go-getter. I'll give her that. So
yeah.
thank you to her.
Thank you for that, and congratulations to our Marlboro teams that made a go of it, and made the best of the whole year. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Al, you mentioned the camp before. Are we, and the numbers aren't where we want them to be? So are we going to just keep going ahead with that, or?
Yeah, I think we're committed to that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're committed to the camp, so we'll do it. We're extending the deadline to Friday. The camp director has suggested, and we'll do that. So got a couple more people in. It even the surrounding town, like we thought we might get some people from Plattekill that don't have a camp, but it is what it is, you know. So we gave it the good college try, and we had the budget for it. So if we have 30, 40 kids, so be it.
How low is the attendance so far, Al? You think 30,
It's
40?
pretty low. It's not as you know, back in before COVID. I mean, we were up there for 40, 50. We don't know exactly how many weeks each week, how many kids are on for the 5 weeks. But Tina's been working very hard with the camp directors, and hopefully we'll find out. So it's not as, you know, with all the people that were complaining, a lot of people who were complaining didn't register. And that's a pretty sad commentation on, they wanted to have it. We had numerous Zoom meetings. They begged me to have it, and working with finally getting the ladies to commit and Tina doing all the hard work. We did open, and now it's just slow. I don't know what to say. I'm a little disappointed like everybody else, but we move forward. That's the only recreation that's about it. Anything on the emergency management preparedness?
Nothing to report, no.
No report on the CAC. IT committee, we're still moving forward.
Stuff slowly trickling in. It's been very hard to get
Parts.
parts, let's say, servers, software. Man, we got the couple computers and stuff, but I mean, stuff is slowly trickling in. So we're getting there.
Yep. Milton Train Station Foundation, no report. Milton Landing Citizens Committee. We all met down there when they put in the South Dolphin. I think that was pretty exciting. Anybody would like to say anything about the Milton Landing Citizens Committee? Rosemary or Alan? No? Okay.
No, it's there. It was a success, and hopefully they'll keep it moving. So
Yep.
Looks good.
Yep. And
We'll have to plan a opening, a ribbon cutting ceremony, but that's to come.
yep, we got to get those people that are from the Department of State, right? For the $313,000 grant money. So the Marlborough Hamlet Economic Development Committee, I saw Vivian put up all the flowers. They look great. The Milton Main Street looks fantastic. So she always does a great job. Meet Me in Marlborough. You want to talk about that function that we went to yesterday, Howard, at the Stoutridge Winery?
Yeah, they had one of their periodic meetings, and this time it was hosted at Stoutridge Winery. I'd say there's probably 50-ish people there from 4 to 6 o'clock, and they had basically an update on all their activities that they're involved in, and welcoming of new members, and just mainly an information exchange of what they're doing and that sort of thing. So it was a good meeting, led by Judy Clark and Sheila Manisi. And Lisa Berger was there from Ulster County Tourism, and talked about how much we are important to Ulster County tourism and how we're kind of the gateway. And we are authentic agritourism town, and no doubt about it. So very appreciative of all that Meet Me in Marlborough does for overall Ulster County tourism. So yes, Tom.
Do you want me to wait till public comment, or should I go over the concerns I have that I've been getting from constituents as a county legislator with Meet Me in Marlborough?
You should do it now. I
Do
think.
it now since we're talking about. Again, I just don't want to interrupt your meeting. This is your meeting.
Absolutely. So go ahead.
So as a county legislator, I've been getting some calls on the Marlborough Farmers Market. Now, I just want to clarify some things so I could go back to the constituents and explain it to them. Now, this is a farmer's market, correct? All right, and you guys
I understand.
Okay, and you guys approved
Farmers market and Yeah. I know. Okay,
You
go ahead.
approve the entrance and entry onto 9W through the town park entry only, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the problem is from the complaints I've been getting is that there's multiple opportunities for accidents there because they're coming in and out anywhere they want along the 9W corridor. And so I went up this weekend and I see it. Again, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just giving you what I saw and what I've been getting complaints on is that the cones are just spread out one every 20 feet. So we're not blocking off the entrances and people are coming, going wherever they want. So we've got a real problem on really not blocking off the entrances. Now, again, I don't know where the responsibility falls. I'm assuming Meet Me in Marlboro falls back on them to block those entrances off so that we are just entering in the park entrance and we're parking on the grass as we discussed. So that, so I just wanted to clarify that. And then as far as a farmer's market, I mean, is this a Marlboro's farmer's market? Because the problem, I'm getting some complaints from some of the local businesses, because we've got like Pizzar Winery coming from Scottstown and Saltwater Coffee coming from New York City and Make It Personal from Highland selling T-shirts and personalized items. And we got insurance companies. We got New York Life Insurance Company sitting down there from White Plains selling insurance. And Katie Rose's Bakery from Hopewell Junction selling cookies and baked goods. And, things like that. I mean, I'm just trying to clarify if this is a farmer's market or is this a flea market? I just don't know. And I just want to explain this to the people who ask me, well, can I come up there and sell, my whatever? I want to sell my jewelry. I want to sell my T-shirts up there. So I don't know if I could say yes or no or who to put them to, because it seems like Sheila is okay with that. I've gotten calls and I've talked to you, Alex, they want to start putting food trucks up there. So like this has become this whole flea market event up there, and it's not a farmer's market. So I want to clarify that. And then also I'm hearing that some of them that there's a charge that they're charging them to come to the farmer's market. And is the town getting that money that's being charged?
Charged by Meet Me in Marlboro?
Yeah, I guess they're getting charged for the spots there, whether they're a farmer, whether they're a food truck, whether they're prepared foods, whatever they are, a bakery, they're all getting charged a spot. So are we getting paid, or is it Meet Me in Marlboro getting paid?
We haven't seen any money.
We haven't seen any money at all.
Yeah,
We haven't seen any money.
Going back to this, guys, I remember when Meet Me in Marlboro came to us and was asking, for us, our permission to do it, and we were all for it. But I thought the onus was on Marlboro Agricultural. I thought it was going to be the Marlboro Farmers Market.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm confused with all these other things that are being sold there. Like, why do we have insurance?
I don't know about him. I haven't been. I haven't seen him.
I've gone by. I've driven by, and it looks like I do see people selling vegetables, but maybe I do see some other people. I haven't been paying attention, to be honest with you. I don't stop in.
Well,
if we have people selling T-shirts and jewelry and insurance, that's not the intent of that market. And I think the intent was for like the Marlboro farmers, to be there and to sell their wares, not to be competed with from somebody from out of town.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I would suggest, Tom, that we sit down with Sheila and find out all these answers to your questions.
Because these are on her website. Like, again, listen, I'm obviously all for Marlboro. I want the farmers there. I really don't want the farm. Again, this is me talking to you. You guys run this, right? I'm the legislator talking to you. I would like to see the farmers not pay anything to be there. They pay enough and they contribute enough to our town that I thought we set this up for them to kind of boost. And now I find out we're charging them and we're not even taking in any money. I think it costs us money, right? I mean, the town does pay somebody to be there on a daily basis. Is that correct too?
I think Tom does the combs. Tom Schroeder does the combs.
Okay, so like when like Porco Homestead Farms and sells flowers out of New Paltz. Okay, if you guys are good with that, I'm good with that. Clintondale sends Woodwind Farms down. Okay, but having wineries and distilleries that coming from Scottstown and people coming from New York City and them selling insurance. I don't know if that meets what the criteria. And if you say it does, then maybe it does. But I just have to answer to, like Compriettos, there's bakeries, they're selling baked goods and Compriettos and Frankie sell baked goods. So now we're competing with our local businesses.
I think I agree with Alan. I think the original intent was we gave this space for free because we want to promote our farmers, and want
Yeah.
to promote our wineries, our farmers, our bakeries in our town. And that's why the space was given to be used for free. But I agree. I'm kind of like in shock right now that all these outside vendors are coming in here and utilizing our park and then getting charged for it. And we're not charging anything. I'm kind of a little shocked by this right now.
Well, guys, I don't, like Al said, we'll have to talk to Sheila, but it's not like this is a new market. It's been going on for many years. And I think all the local wineries have an opportunity to go to that market if they want to. I think some of them find it not profitable for them to do that, so they don't. So, and I think Sheila is trying to get a critical mass of people coming there, to attract people. Most people go there and buy stuff from Hepworth and then leave. But I don't know. Like you said, Al, I guess we'll have to talk to Sheila about this and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think also, guys, that I don't think that the place really doesn't lend itself well to a large environment. I mean, if what was said is true, this is almost like the Harvest Festival on a weekly basis, to where we have to worry about traffic in and out of there. I mean, we know there's an inherent risk. I mean, everybody does. It's on 9W4 lanes. I get it. But I mean, I don't want this to be every weekend. You know what I mean? And especially with outsiders. Like, look, we got food trucks coming in. If Kirky's or Frankie's or somebody wants to bring a food truck or food table, I have no problem with that because they're from Marlboro. But we don't need to be competing with our own businesses.
Right. That's what I'm concerned about. We're competing with our own businesses.
Yeah.
That's
So, like I said,
businessmen, but we can talk to Sheila about that.
yeah, I think the whole intent is to sit down with Sheila and with Tom, myself, and probably Howard, unless Ed. I think Ed's a liaison too.
So it would be you and Ed, because they only can have 2 councilmen there.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Okay.
I'm
Well, you
worried.
mentioned 3. I just want to make
No,
sure.
no, I said I didn't know if Ed was liaison and not Howard.
I think
So
I'm a liaison to meet me in Marlboro, but anyway, we'll
Yeah.
look it out.
So we'll arrange a meeting then, and you could discuss all your concerns, and we'll hopefully get some answers for the board.
Okay, so we'll get some answers, so I could have answers, and then you guys could discuss this at the next meeting on moving forward, if this is a farmer's market or a flea market.
I got that. I got it.
I'm
Yeah,
just asking you, are you going to discuss that? This is a public forum.
absolutely, absolutely.
All right, so I don't want it just to be a conversation between me, you, Howard, and Sheila behind closed doors. I want to be transparent to the public and let them know what's going on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I just
Once
wanna
we
make sure
find
we're gonna-
out, we
I just
don't.
want to make sure we put this on the agenda for next meeting.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, Tom, that, this is a market that's been going on for several years. I haven't heard these complaints before. And maybe
Yeah,
we're
neither
changing
have I.
something this year, so.
I don't know.
We'll
Have you
to talk
attended?
to
Have you
Sheila.
attended the farmers market on a weekly basis?
Have
I
I?
haven't. I'll be honest with you. I haven't. So now I'm
I
getting
go quite
complaints.
often, yes. But
So
I'm
you
not on
so
a
you've
weekly
seen
basis.
you've seen these things here. You've seen the T-shirt sales and the
I've
jewelry
seen some
sales.
T-shirt sales along with selling local. For instance, Quimby Farms sells T-shirts and they sell their grapes and they sell their jams and their jellies. So it's a.
Oh, God bless. I mean, Quimby Farms, Kent Farms, Porpiglia
Kent
Farms,
they're a
Hepworth
major
Farms.
one. Again,
Bring it all
Hepworth
down.
Hepworth is the biggest one. Everybody goes, buys Hepworth.
All right.
So.
But I'm saying so. Winwood Farms from Clintondale,
I
Pancake
know,
Hollow
I've
Sugar
seen
Works,
them there before. They're right out on 4450.
Lashwood Meadows from Poughkeepsie selling quiche and other type of cooked food. Queen City Farm Distillery from Poughkeepsie. Bazar's Winery from Scottstown, New York. Saltwater Coffee from New York City. Some woodworking, some T-shirts. Aunt Trixie's Treasures selling stuffed animals and pillows from Highland. Make It Personal from Highland selling T-shirts and personalized
maybe
items.
these people.
New York Life Insurance, Shelby Krause from White Plains, New York. Katie Rose Bakery from Hopewell Junction selling baked goods. Porco Homestead Farms from New Paltz selling flowers. I mean, if you've seen this, I mean, we should have a discussion on this because
So-
this is a
I think
Marlboro's
what
farmers
you're trying to
market.
I think basically, let's get back to, let's have a conversation with Sheila
Right.
and then report back to the board.
All right, as long as the board could agree tonight on what this actually is. Are you agreeing that this is a local farmers market?
I don't know what the.
I don't know, Tom. We'll have to talk to you.
I
Well, you
have-
got the other councilmen are here. I mean, what's the discussion I'm having with her?
does the-
I mean, I know what she's doing.
I don't
I
know.
know what she's, there's no need to ask her what she's doing. I've got it right here. It's
I
on her
don't know.
website.
I don't know anything about the intent of why she's doing that, or if the board would accommodate that. I just don't know that. I just want more information myself.
I
There's
just,
two other gentlemen here tonight.
Board always tells me, I can't pop something in on them and then make a decision there point blank.
No
So
decision. I'm
I'm
just asking,
saying-
what is the intent? And there's 4 councilmen here tonight. What's the intent
The
of
intent,
this?
I think, is to promote agritourism in our town. And the vehicle for doing that in Marlboro is all about agritourism. That is the heart
Right.
of what we do in Marlboro. Meet Me in Marlboro is the organization that promotes agritourism in the town. One of the things we do, and Meet Me in Marlboro does, is have this farmer's market. If it's going beyond what its initial intent was going to be, then maybe we need to bring it back and we need to talk to Sheila about that. But
Okay.
we'll do
yeah,
that.
this is,
But this
Yeah,
is the
Howard,
heart and
just-
soul of what Marlboro does, agritourism. We are a farming
Yeah.
community.
Well, listen,
That's what.
I
they're
agree
promoting.
100%, 110%, but I don't want somebody
Well,
getting
then
killed on
let's not
9W.
squeeze them. Let's just reasonably go back to Sheila and find out and try to get an answer to your questions. That's
Yeah.
all.
and Howard, just to answer Tom and answer you guys, I agree with you, Howard. This was supposed to be, to accentuate our agritourism. But it was, in my belief, when we set this up, I can go back in the minutes, it was a nice idea to basically bolster our farmers, the Marlboro farmers. We never charged them anything. We never charged them use for the park because they're our farmers. So I don't like this whole idea of outside, entities coming in and taking place, or taking part of that market. I don't think it's fair to our farmers. And that was the intent of this. Look, bounty
think we're
festivals,
eliminating-
all
we're
those
not-
festivals are great, and that's where you can have these other outside vendors come in. But this weekly event should just be for Marlboro farmers or
Well,
businesses.
Marlboro farmers are free to come, any of them, and maybe not
Yeah.
enough of them come. So maybe she's trying to expand it. Let's have.
But
the
I
discussion
don't,
with
yeah, but
Sheila.
I mean, to me, she's expanding it the wrong way. To me, like Tommy says, and I even agree with it. This sounds more like a flea market than it does a farm market. If we're
I
selling all
think if
this
you
other
went there,
stuff.
Alan, you wouldn't see it as a flea market. That's kind of a. that's
Well,
kind
if we
of-
start adding stuff to it, Howard, we're gonna have T-shirt sales, and who knows what we're gonna wind up selling. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if it's grown to what its original intent was, it needs to be reeled in. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to give my same thing is I just think it's an original intent was this is a Marlboro's farmers market for Marlboro farmers. And if we were expanding it, I would think we would expand it to other Marlboro businesses.
Any
You know.
Marlboro business is free to join Marlboro. Meet
Of
Me.
course they are, Howard, but maybe like you said, it's not profitable for them to do it.
It's
But
not.
but it also doesn't give Sheila the right on her own, without asking the board, to expand it to what it originally was intended for. And I think that's the problem that I think
So let's have the conversation.
with
with
it is,
Sheila, and
hold
we'll
on,
come
let me
back to you.
speak, let me speak. What I would have a problem with is that someone is going out on their own after we were generously allowing them to use the park, and we're very happy to do so for our farmers. Everybody is, and our businesses. But when you go beyond the intent of what the board's intention was, I think what you're doing is sit down with her is a great thing, have a meeting, and you have to rile that in a little. You can't just go rogue and just take the town park, which is the taxpayers
I think
funded to maintain, and just utilize it however you want. That's not how it works. If you want to expand something, you come back to the board, you're on the agenda every 2 weeks, right? Meet Me in Marlboro's on the agenda. They never come. You report, come to the board and ask us, hey, this is what we're gonna do this year. And if the board's okay with it, then the board's okay with it. But you can't just go out and do whatever you want. Again, we're all in support of our farmers. We're all in support of Meet Me in Marlboro. That's not the point. But I think a meeting with you guys is gonna be very beneficial for the board to
Okay,
understand.
so that's what we'll do. I mean,
Yeah.
some of this
That's all.
is news to me. I mean, we could have reported this in an email, but this is news to me. I haven't been there this year. I'm very supportive of what Meet Me Marlboro tries to do in terms of promoting the community.
Oh, I do too. It's kind of
Providing
news to me.
services to the
I'm
town.
kind of shocked right now.
Okay,
All right, well, we'll get
Yep.
our hands around it.
great conversation. So we'll have that conversation with me and Marlboro, probably Sheila and Mrs. Clark.
Yep.
I got it confused with the Marlboro Hamlet Economic Development Committee and the Hamlet of Milton Associate Committee. But the Marlboro Hamlet Economic Development Committee has no report. And then we went to Meet Me in Marlboro, And now we have the Hamlet and Milton Association Committee, which I said that the flowers were lovely in Milton Hamlet, and thanked Vivian and everybody who was involved in that whole planting of the flowers. They were like red, white, and blue to go along with the Memorial Day. Transfer station, I have no report on that.
No, haven't heard anything.
Any report on this transfer station, Howard?
Nothing.
Things are running pretty good. The Tomback rehabilitation update. I think I'm starting to get some movement, some emails. Hopefully within the month, maybe we'll have some contracts so we could start the actual design of the Tomback, which will be the Recreation and Community Center. And we can move forward on that. Water district improvement, no report. Time of remembrance, as you recall, the town board gave me permission to spend $300 on that. We set a date for September the 18th and then a rain date, September the 19th. And we cleared that with the clerk's office. We talked about the South Pier update. I think that's the whole thing about the South Dolphin being placed. I have no new business. Probably your concerns, Tom, if we could have put it there on the new business, but like you said.
I have one thing in new business, Al, if you don't mind. I just want to bring it up to the board is Mark contacted me from Supply Captain about the parking lot area. And I actually was in there myself a couple times and almost broke my ankle. There's a couple really bad waves in the parking lot, and it's not in great shape. It's not in horrible shape, but it's not great. I know our guys patched it a few times.
Yeah, we were just there recently, a couple months ago.
So,
we resurfaced a couple areas.
Yeah.
We'll have John look at it.
Yeah, I just want to let you know, I asked John to just look at it, see if it needs to be patched or the worst case scenario, doing a whole coating of it. But if we did that, I would ask maybe we extend our lease agreement if that was the case.
Yeah, I don't know the history of that lot, but there's probably an old building buried there.
Yeah,
If it's
probably
sinking,
sinking, right?
if it's sinking, because the fire department, half their parking lot had an old house that they crushed. We didn't do it, but it was crushed in. And we filled it. When they ripped it out to do the addition, the pavement was probably 2.5 feet thick because we had to keep filling it to level it. So that's probably what's going on.
All right. So I just want to let you know, I just asked John while he's trying to get those.
Yeah, I'm surprised because he usually calls me up and tells me about his concern about the parking area. And so the last time he had a concern, he called me. I called John and they were there within a week and they cut some areas out and repatched them. So
yeah, he told me.
It
He
could
said
be
that you
like
guys went
Alan.
up there. So.
Yeah. Okay, moving right along, I got correspondence. I have one correspondence, and this is a Dear Chief Kokoza correspondence. It is with a heavy heart and deep regret that I tender my resignation from the town of Marlborough Police Department, effective immediately due to obligations with the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. I'm sincerely grateful for having the immense opportunity to serve in one of the finest departments in the area and have to work alongside some of the most knowledgeable officers. And that's from Vincent Salas, Chief.
Vincent Sales.
Yeah.
Vincent works for the MTA. They selected him to be a K-9 officer. And in order to accept that promotion and responsibility, they did not want him to hold a second tin. So hence the resignation letter. And hence why Vesey and Hensley are online today.
Good. Well, tell you what, he's got a great future going there. So
Yeah.
We turned down another good one, right, Jerry?
Yes, we
These
did.
guys seem to land some really good jobs.
We train them and they take them. Yep.
That's good though.
We keep doing that. What's going on? It's like,
Well, it kind of says a good thing in a way. I mean, I hate to see some of these guys go because they're good officers, but when they get hired to positions like that,
Yeah,
says
yeah.
we're doing a good job with them, so.
You can't blame them, and
Good job,
it's like
Chief.
it's a reflection on us doing a good job. You're
Yeah.
right, so.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Trying to
thank
get
you
that
very
in
much,
on
Chief. Do we get any money from that after training them or?
Nah,
Nah.
none whatsoever.
Bummer. So that's all I have for correspondence. Public comment, anybody have a public comments? Okay,
You got a second?
sure.
Just want to let you guys know that obviously COVID's not completely over and it's been a long year and a half. But as of today, Ulster County only has 34 active cases in
Wow.
the whole county, 188,000 people. We have 34 active cases. Marlborough has 3, Highland has 5, Plattekill has 1. So we're just about there. Ulster County finished its second vaccinations today and offered first dose Johnson & Johnson shots down in the courtroom today. So we finished that up. And we are now going to be one of many few counties. We're leading the pace up here in Ulster County. And we're now going to offer in-home vaccination services. So for people who cannot leave their house, don't have the opportunity to travel, more information is available at the Ulster County COVID website or by calling 845-443-8888. And there's going to be an opportunity again for home vaccinations coming real soon. So again, Ulster County and is leading the way. We're one of, again, many few counties in all of New York State that have started this. So, kudos to Ulster County, Pat Ryan and all the legislators up there to get this thing moving.
Yeah. That's the bus, right?
Yeah, they're going to be going, home vaccinations
That's
right
correct.
to your home.
I read that. That's unbelievable,
Good news.
especially for our seniors that could just call and get that vaccination. That would be great.
I have to say, our county is like unbelievable. You guys do a great job up there. Pat does a great job up there. It's they're always one step ahead of everybody. So, kudos to them. Kudos to Tom and the legislator. But, they've been like right on top of this from
They
day
have.
one. So,
Yeah.
They have.
Yeah, it was, coming into this, tomorrow night will be my first legislative in-house meeting since March of 2020. So we will be back together up there at the county together, but it's been an honor working with all the incumbents that have been there, the new guys, and Pat and his office have been great. So it's been pretty good through a really difficult time.
Thank you, Tom.
Here comes Mr. Molinelli, guys. Hold your hats.
You can make the motion to adjourn.
you could do the motion to adjourn. No, that's Alan's thing.
Not taking that from Alan.
That's Alan.
Okay, so here he is. Howard.
Yes.
Howard, you can take that test for machine off for me, please?
Yes, I will, sir. You can do it
Thank you.
yourself, but I'll do it.
Okay. Resolution 59 to transfer funds. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following, whereas the town board needs to approve transfer of funds, be resolved that the town board of Town of Marlborough hereby approves the following transfer of funds to transfer to $211,563.94 from Highway Heavy Equipment Fund DA.0230.004 to Cash Fund DA.0200 to cover the cost for a 2021 International Dump Truck and moves for its adoption. Colleen?
Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli,
Yes.
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta.
Yes, thank you very much, Colleen. Resolution number 60 to appoint a part-time police officer. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following, where the Town of Marlborough Police Department has an open position for a part-time police officer, and whereas it is recommendation of the Chief of Police and the Police Committee to appoint Peter DeVesti as part-time police officer. Be it resolved that Peter DeVesti be appointed effective immediately and moves for its adoption. Colleen?
Councilman Corcoran,
Yes, and thank them for sitting through this whole meeting.
Councilman Molinelli,
Yes.
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta.
Yes, nice seeing you, officer.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you for serving.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming back to Marlboro.
Yeah.
So the final resolution is 61 to appoint the part-time police officer supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following, whereas the town of Marlborough Police Department has an open position for a part-time police officer, and whereas it's a recommendation of the police chief of police and the police committee to appoint Anthony Hensley as part-time police officer, be resolved that Anthony Hensley be appointed effective immediately and moves for adoption. Colleen?
Councilman Corcoran.
Yeah. Yes.
Councilman Molinelli.
Yes.
Councilman Koenig.
Yes.
Councilman Baker.
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta.
Yes, thank you, Colleen. Appreciate it. So I
Thank you,
think that is about it. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
So moving right along, we have the adjournment.
Yeah, if you guys would like to have a long, lengthy discussion, we can all talk about the word adjournment, and if I can have maybe a second to my motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you, Scott.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you
Aye,
very much.
All right, good night, everybody.
Thanks for coming in, Joe.
Aye.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Bye now.
Thank you.
Take
Yeah.
care.
Sorry for being late.
All right.
Here.